Hey guys, how's it going? It's Matt Dawsey again. Finally decided to do another video. I'm gonna be talking about Flat Earth probably next video. Don't worry guys, don't worry. I'm still a Flat Earther. I still believe in Flat Earth. I've just been dealing with a lot of stuff right now. One of which I'll be talking to you about this video. First off, let me just start off by saying I'm going to be getting really real with you guys here. And I'm probably going to push buttons, a lot of buttons. So consider this a disclaimer. So we're going to talk about a lot of stuff. We're going to talk about a lot. We're going to talk about God. We're going to talk about Jesus Christ. We'll talk about the gospel. We are going to talk to some of the quote-unquote contradictions, supposedly, of the Bible. We're also going to talk a little about slavery. Now, I probably should mention right now, it's probably a good time for you to mention, I'm in no way, shape, or form a racist. I consider myself, besides a flat earther, an historian. Well, whatever history hasn't been lied to us about, if any, is, what I'm into. I do realize a lot of history has been lied to about, so. But let's get into where should we start? Let's go ahead and get the most controversial part out of the way already, because I know I'm going to get some comments. Slavery. Now, a lot of people claim to know what slavery is and how slavery works, but do we really know exactly how it's worked in the past? Let me explain. Thousands of years ago, there were slaves. There were tons and tons of slaves. Now, there were slaves all over the world. But what we're going to focus on for this conversation is we're going to talk about Egypt. Because Egypt, a lot of people seem to think that the slaves were treated brutally and just treated, for lack of a better word, treated like shit. First off, let me just point out, I hear a lot of individuals claiming white people as racist. Let's just clear this up real quick, because I hate to break it to you fellas, but black people enslaved black people. I hate to admit it, but it is true. And for my smart African American friends, they are gonna know that what I'm talking about is actually true. We know this because we know that the pharaohs and the kings of Egypt had slaves. And what color were the slaves? Sorry. What color were the pharaohs and the kings? Or what race were they? Anybody got a guess? I'm sure a couple of you are probably saying it right now to yourself watching this video. If you said black, that is absolutely correct. They were African/Middle Eastern. Now, the reason I talk about this right now is because I hear people talk about and say that the Bible claims that slavery is acceptable. And I'm here to tell you that that is actually true. But slavery they're talking about in the Bible isn't slavery. It's actually servitude. It's actually the occupation of servitude, which, yes, servitude is technically another word for slavery, but servants, this is where people get confused. They confuse servants with slaves. Servants are what we consider to be, what we think slaves were in Egypt. But guys, they weren't slaves. They were actually as far from slaves as possible. In fact, out of everyone from the villages and towns and the cities, they were the most respected. Do you hear that? They were the most respected people. In fact, they were so respected that they got better burial rights than the common person. They got tombs to be buried in. They had their own. They even had their own city. Well, I don't know about city, but they had their own town. And the records indicate they were paid very well. They were paid very well. And they were also fed daily. They were fed, and from what we can tell from ancient records, they were fed substantial meals all the time. They had decent living. Now, I know you might call that, oh, that was a slave quarters. Well, to me, slave quarters are different from a slave town, because slave quarter, okay, and this is, I guess we'll roll into the next part. The reason people think slavery was so wrong is because it was incorporated terribly in America. America was the one place in the world that they treated slaves atrociously. I will promise you that. Now, don't get it twisted. There was a couple pharaohs in Egypt. I know I'm going back to Egypt, but there were a couple pharaohs. I just want to say this before I forget it. There were a couple pharaohs in Egypt, guys, that treated the slaves less than adequate. That is a nice way of putting it. These people I'm talking about are the people that would whip the slaves, yell at them, basically get them to just fucking go. Like, they would whip them literally even if they're on the ground lying. Now, not all pharaohs were like that, though. Not all kings and all pharaohs were like that. I believe, now don't quote me on this, because I'm trying to go off memory, but I believe the pharaoh from the times of Moses was King Ramses. I believe Ramses? I think it was. If I'm wrong, someone correct me in the comments section. But as far as I know, I believe that's who it was. And so the Bible is basically saying if slavery is done right, there's no problem with it. Now, the people in America were paid very, very minimally, if that at all. I'm pretty sure most slaves weren't even paid a dime. And they were given very, very minimal food sources. Basically enough to keep them standing up. And it's fucking sick. It's fucking disgusting. I'm glad we fixed it. I'm not saying we should go back to slavery. And if we did, it wouldn't really be slavery if we did it right, because they'd be getting paid for it. See, that's the difference between servant and slave. A servant is someone who does the same job as a slave but gets paid for it. A slave is someone who does that job but doesn't get paid and gets treated like utter shit. Is this making sense to anybody now? It should. It should. And I actually I gotta go back into work, so I'll be making a second, like I usually do with my videos. I'll make a second part to this and continue this on. But for now, I just want to get this out there in the open. Again, not endorsing slavery at all. Servitude maybe, because you're getting paid for it and you're being treated well, taken care of. Slavery, no. No. The last thing I need is people thinking I'm a racist. I'm sure I'm going to get at least 1 or 2 comments saying, "You're a racist. You don't like black people." It's just not true. I love all kinds of people. With that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Any questions, comments, or concerns, or anything at all, just go ahead and drop it down in the comments section below this video. And as soon as I get a chance, I'll get back in contact with you the quickest I can. So thanks a lot, guys. Have a great day.